You've probably been buying the same oil for 30 years, maybe longer. Same brand your father used, same one the guy at the parts store always pointed you toward. I want to ask you something about that brand. Do you know who actually owns it right now? Because the answer might be different than it was. And I know what some of you are thinking. You've been changing your own oil for 40 years. You know your engine. You know what runs clean and what doesn't. That's fair. I'm not going to argue with 40 years of experience. But I want to show you what's happened to some of these brands over the last 15, 20 years. Who bought them? What changed? And why the name on that bottle doesn't always mean what it used to. I started wrenching when I was 15. My uncle ran an independent shop out in Fort Wayne, and that's where I learned the work. Real work, with your hands, on real engines. I learned to read what oil leaves behind long before I knew anything about business. I still change my own oil. I've got a project car in the garage I've been working on for years, and I'll tell you right now, the decisions I make about what goes into my engines aren't automatic anymore. They're deliberate. I also ran service departments for a long time. Walked those bays every morning. Signed the repair orders. You see a different kind of picture from that side of things. What different oils leave behind in real engines at real intervals, not in a certification lab under controlled conditions. That changes how you look at a shelf full of bottles. Here's what I found when I started paying attention. Some of the most trusted names in that oil aisle aren't the same companies that built those names. They've been bought, reformulated, repriced. And the buyer standing in that aisle, who's been loyal to a brand for decades, sometimes because their father was loyal to it before them, has no way of knowing that from the label. Today I'm going to walk you through 7 brands that are, at best, spending a reputation they no longer deserve. And 5 that have actually earned what they're charging you. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what to look for on that back label, and you'll never reach for a bottle on name alone again. You've walked the oil aisle at Walmart 100 times. 5-quart jugs stacked to the ceiling, and right near the floor, SuperTech, $22, maybe $24. The price is hard to argue with. And on the front of that bottle, there's a small Starburst logo, API certified. That Starburst is real. This oil passed the certification test. What I want you to understand is what passing the test actually means. API stands for American Petroleum Institute, the organization that sets the minimum requirements for motor oil sold in this country. SuperTech is manufactured to meet that minimum. The additive package inside, specifically the zinc and phosphorus compounds called ZDDP, the chemistry that actually protects metal surfaces under pressure and heat, is present at the minimum required level. Not above it, at it. Minimum means the oil performed within acceptable limits in a controlled lab environment. It does not mean your engine is covered at 6,000 miles in July, pulling a trailer. Is SuperTech going to destroy your engine in 6 months? Probably not. If you're changing at every 3,000 miles in mild conditions in a lightly used vehicle, you might be fine for a long time. But most people aren't doing that. They're going 5,000 miles, 6,000, running it in summer, towing. Minimum standard oil at extended intervals in a working engine. That math eventually catches up. Here's something you can actually use. Every motor oil is required to publish a technical data sheet. It lists the real numbers, including the zinc and phosphorus levels that matter for engine protection. It's public. Search the brand name and oil weight online, and you'll find it. Put it next to a premium synthetic. The difference is right there on the page. If this is landing different than you expected, there's more coming. Subscribe, and you'll get these when they post. Quaker State is next. A lot of people over 50 grew up with this brand. Their father ran it. Their first car ran it. Here's the thing. Do you know who owns Quaker State right now? Shell does. The same Shell that makes Pennzoil Ultra Platinum, one of the better full synthetic oils on the market. They own the budget end and the premium end of the same shelf. They own the name your father trusted, and they're selling conventional mineral oil under it. Quaker State isn't fake oil. Conventional is a real product. In older engines, mild conditions, changed frequently, it does what it says. But if your vehicle has a turbocharged engine, which covers most trucks and crossovers made in the last decade, The manufacturer designed that turbocharger around full synthetic lubrication. Running conventional isn't a disaster on day one. It's a slow compromise. The compromises add up. Which brings me to the other Pennzoil, because there are two. Pennzoil Platinum and Ultra Platinum use what Shell calls Pure Plus technology. Natural gas converted directly into base oil. Real full synthetic, strong additive package. That's the Pennzoil behind the racing sponsorships. The yellow bottle at the parts store is also called Pennzoil. Conventional mineral oil. Same brand, same logo, different product entirely. And the bottle isn't going out of its way to help you tell the difference. That's not an accident. This next one bothers me most in this group. Not because it's the cheapest, because it was built for a specific buyer. Valvoline Max Life. High mileage, seal conditioners, designed for the vehicle that's been with you for years. The truck with 140,000 miles on it that you know every sound of. If you've had the same vehicle for a long time, that pitch sounds exactly right. Here's what's actually in that bottle. Max Life uses Group 3 base oil, highly refined mineral oil. In the United States, regulations allow Group 3 to be labeled full synthetic, technically permitted. But it's not synthesized from chemical building blocks the way genuine Group 4 synthetic oils are. And under sustained heat and extended intervals, the performance gap is real. The seal conditioners are designed to swell aging seals that have hardened over time. For an engine genuinely seeping oil past worn seals, that can help. For an engine whose seals are still in decent shape, you don't need it. And over time, some of those conditioners can accelerate deterioration in seals that didn't have a problem to begin with. Listen, if you're over 60 and you've had the same truck for a long time, I want you to hear this part carefully. This product was built with your situation in mind, not to protect your engine better, but to market to where you are. The years on that vehicle, the familiarity with it, the instinct to take care of something that served you well. Valvoline understood that buyer and built a label that speaks directly to them. Max Life isn't a bad oil. For some engines, the seal conditioners do exactly what they claim, and I won't tell you otherwise. But high mileage is a marketing category, not a mechanical prescription. Before you switch to one, ask your mechanic, not the parts store, your mechanic. Is my engine actually seeping oil right now? If the answer is yes, ask where. If the answer is no, what you need is a quality full synthetic and the right change interval, not a conditioner. Those four brands all run the same play. Trusted names carrying products those names weren't built to carry. The next three are more specific. And by the time you've heard all seven, you'll see exactly why this keeps working. Castrol has earned its reputation. Castrol Edge is a serious oil. Genuine full synthetic, strong additive package, manufacturer approvals across most major vehicle lines. If someone tells you Castrol is a premium brand, they're right. About Edge, GTX is BP's conventional mineral oil line, budget product, baseline specs. The buyer who grabs it because they trust the Castrol name, that's the play. Edge built the reputation. GTX has been spending it. GTX isn't a fraud. Know what you're buying. Conventional oil, short intervals, right engine type, and it does its job. The problem is, most people buying it think they're getting the good Castrol. They're not. This next one carries weight with a lot of people in this audience. STP. The sticker was on half the American muscle cars built before 1980. That name earns something real. American engines, American car culture, the act of working on your own vehicle. I understand the trust completely. Here's who owns STP now. Energizer Holdings, the battery company. They acquired the brand a few years back. Not an oil chemistry company, no decades of formulation research. A name with 60 years of trust behind a motor oil manufactured to a price. The company that built that reputation is gone. The name survived. The company didn't. Your father trusted STP because of what STP was. What you're buying now has nothing to do with what earned that trust. Amazon Basics makes many things well. Cables, batteries. The category is functional at the lowest possible price. Motor oil isn't that category. Contract produced, private labeled under the Amazon name. Minimum API certification. No proprietary chemistry. When you're buying oil, you're buying chemistry. The people who developed Mobil 1 have been refining that formula since before Amazon existed. You don't replicate that with a warehouse and a label. The bigger trap is the convenience. Order it Tuesday, arrives Thursday, the platform decided for you. Easy to buy the wrong thing. Even easier to buy it again without ever reconsidering. Listen, before I tell you what to buy, there's something I need to say. I ran service departments for a long time, and here's what happens when a truck comes in burning oil. Early wear, carbon deposits, valve noise at startup. A smart service advisor doesn't fix the oil problem. He writes an engine flush, a throttle body service. Whatever that truck's mileage will justify. The owner, who's been buying budget oil because they were trying to be responsible, because the label said it was fine, ends up paying 3 or 4 times in one visit what they saved on oil over 2 years of changes. I watched that happen. I'm not going to tell you I always stopped it. That's the part I have to sit with. I'm telling you now so you don't end up in that service bay. Now, 5 brands that have actually earned what they're charging you. Mobil 1 is the benchmark. Group 4 PAO-based full synthetic, synthesized from chemical building blocks, not refined from crude. ExxonMobil's flagship, strong additive package, manufacturer approved for most vehicle lines. This is what I run in my truck. One name. This is the name. It goes on sale at every major parts store. When it does, buy more than you need. I told you GTX has been coasting on Castrol's reputation. This is what it's been coasting on. BP's genuine premium line, titanium FST technology. It actually improves film strength under pressure. And that's not a marketing phrase. Real full synthetic. Same company as the GTX, not the same oil. Same company that makes the yellow bottle. Different product. Look for Pure Plus technology on the front of the Pennzoil label. That's Shell's process for converting natural gas directly into base oil. Cleaner base chemistry. Real full synthetic. If that phrase isn't on the front, you have the other Pennzoil, the one we covered earlier. Amsoil's signature series is independent, not owned by any of the oil majors. PAO-based synthetic, strong ZDDP additive package. The towing and four-wheel drive community has known about this oil for a long time. Harder to find at a regular parts store. I'll be honest, for most modern vehicles in normal use, Mobil 1 is enough. But for an older engine, a hard-working truck with serious miles under load, Amsoil holds up when the engine needs it most. This last one is for a specific engine. If you have it, this matters more than anything else I've said today. Royal Purple HPS carries elevated zinc and phosphorus levels, intentionally higher than current API standards require. Most modern oils reduce their zinc because high zinc damages catalytic converters in newer vehicles. That's a reasonable trade for a new truck. But a lot of people watching this don't have a new truck. They have an older V8, something built before the mid-1990s with a flat tappet camshaft. A cam design common in older American V8s and classic vehicles that requires higher zinc levels to prevent metal wear on the cam lobes. The zinc those engines were built around got reduced in modern formulations for an emission system those engines don't even have. Royal Purple didn't walk that back. The zinc is still there. If you're running a modern vehicle with a catalytic converter, Mobil 1 or Pennzoil Platinum is your oil. Royal Purple is extra cost for no added benefit. But if you've got an older V8 with a flat tappet cam, and some of you do, and you know exactly who you are, this is the oil built for your engine. Know which engine you have. That's the whole thing. 7 brands, 1 pattern, a trusted name on the front, a product engineered to a price behind it, and a buyer making a decision based on the name because the name was the only signal they had. Shell owns Quaker State and Pennzoil Ultra Platinum and sells them both on the same shelf. BP owns GTX and Edge. The trust got built with the premium product and spent on the budget one. That's not carelessness. That's the plan. And here's where the oil company's job ends and the service department's job begins. When cheap oil causes early wear, and it does, the dealer is ready. Oil consumption, valve noise, carbon deposits, these right service. A truck running quality synthetic for 100,000 miles is a problem for a service writer. It doesn't need much. The truck running budget oil at extended intervals is the work. That's the handoff. 7 brands that don't earn the trust they're borrowing. Supertech, Quaker State, the Pennzoil Yellow Bottle, Valvoline Max Life, Castrol GTX, STP, Amazon Basics. 5 that do. Mobil 1, Castrol Edge, Pennzoil Platinum, Amsoil Signature Series, Royal Purple HPS. You don't need to remember all 12. Pick one of the 5. Write it down. You're done. You've been maintaining your own vehicles your whole life. You're not careless. The industry moved on you. Corporate acquisitions don't send press releases to the oil aisle. And brand names outlast the companies that built them by a long way. Now you know what moved. 3 things before you go. Find the oil specification in your owner's manual. Not a brand name, the actual spec. That's what your engine requires. Then read the back label of whatever you're buying. Look for the API certification starburst and manufacturer approvals, both together. And when the good oils go on sale at AutoZone or O'Reilly, stock up. Mobil 1, Castrol Edge, Pennzoil Platinum, they all run promotions. Good oil doesn't expire sitting on a garage shelf. Before your next oil change, flip that bottle over, read the back label. If it says meets minimum requirements, that's your answer. Your engine isn't minimum. Don't give it minimum. Next video, I'm going to walk you through what's actually on your service department repair order, line by line, and show you which ones you should never sign.